Ahoy, Diana and Natasha. How is everyone doing today?
Doing great. Ahoy. Happy to be here.
Ahoy, everyone. Ahoy, ahoy. Well, while everyone is getting ready to get situated and join us live, we'll chat a little bit about what is the Monday Sip and all of that. So I'm so happy you guys are here. And thank you again for all of the love. And keep tuning in because this is just episode 2 in our Masterclass series. So there is a lot more to come. So also remember to take a look at your Inside Intel emails for a full view of the schedule, which you'll find all you need to know. So today we have 2 very special guests who have not been on the Monday Sip in quite some time. But for some of our first mates that have been connected and partnering with us for years, you may recognize these familiar faces. So these ladies are here to give us the scoop on everything brilliant lady destinations and shore things. And of course, they won't just be telling you what these itineraries are, but they will also take a deep dive into how we create these dreamy voyages and epic experiences in port. So first, let's have a warm welcome for Diana Block Garcia, our Voyage Value Architect, which, wow, what a title. How did you, that's a good title, Diana.
It is a good title. You know, when you get to make things up, say anything you want.
Yes. And next we have Natasha Salzedo, our Director of Itineraries and Destinations for Virgin Voyages. Welcome, Natasha.
Thank you. So excited to be here. Love talking all things destinations.
Yes. Well, look, let's dive in. Recently, we have released a very exciting batch of long Caribbean itineraries on all of our lady ships. So before we dive in, Diana, can you tell us a bit about the itinerary planning process and what goes into designing the perfect voyage?
Absolutely. I'd love to do it. It's one of my favorite things to do ever. Some people think we just put our fingers up in the air or we just travel around the world and pick places that we like that are fun. But it's really a combination of art and science. And for this season, when we're talking about 25, 26 winter, it resulted in 80 plus itineraries on 90 plus, with 90 plus ports in the Caribbean. So we really have a lot to offer. And it's really, interestingly, a series of optimization models that include demand, revenue, kind of cost, and logistics. So starting with demand, this process is extremely feedback driven. That feedback comes from you, our first mates, and from our sailors in all kinds of different ways. We get it in casual feedback. We also get it in surveys that we do. But really, your feedback does shape us, and that's really, really important. And when we say sail deeper, we're talking about deeper experiences for travelers, deeper relationships for destinations, and importantly for everyone here, deeper earnings for first mates. And we view this opportunity as a true alliance where your success drives our success. So when we ask questions to you and to our sailors, we're asking things about where people want to go, how long do they want to stay, how much are they willing to pay to be there. We're also trying to overcome objections. So we've heard, oh, Virgin Voyages is just a short Caribbean party cruise. They don't really go anywhere. And we know that we started our brand with just our 5 and our 4 night sailings, which was really kind of still the heartbeat of our brand and delivers a great experience. But we also know that there's people that want to spend more time in destinations, spend more time with Virgin Voyages, and also spend more time in different places. So that was really part of the planning that we've been doing. We also want to make sure, especially for our repeat sailors, that we've got variety. Because some of them, actually, we see so many of your sailors come back on our 5 and our 4 nights, but some of them want to go for longer, and they want something new. So we want to make sure that we're balancing for them. Part of this process is also, as part of the demand exercise, we have a port scoring process. We want to balance what's going to drive demand, like people to buy the cruise, and also have a great experience. And there are many, many ports in the world that we go to that do both. People want to go there and they come and they have a great experience. But what we find is that sometimes the most marketable port isn't the best experience. And sometimes the port that people they're not even thinking about that port when they choose the cruise, they actually have the best experience. It's the best surprise. And I'd say, like, for us, like the Beach Club is one of those places that, people don't know what to expect at the Beach Club at Bimini, but in the end, it can be their best day on the ship. And sometimes, like, a place like Santorini may catch a sailor's eye and cause them to book, but other places that we go to, smaller places in the Greek Isles, might actually provide a better experience in port. So it's a really interesting balance that we track all of those things, and we try to put them all together in a package that is both really marketable and also both delivers a great experience. Then we look at the revenue side, and as I said, what are people willing to pay for? And we balance the long stays in ports, which drive the experience, also with the time on board the ship, because not everybody wants to be port every day. Some people really want to relax and really engage with Virgin and what we offer on board the ship. So there's always that fine balance. And what you see in the itineraries that we have for the winter 25, 26 is we have options for everything. We have options for people that just want to be in port all day, and we have options that people that want to be at sea a lot, and we have options that do both, which is really great. And then we look at logistics. So as much as we'd like to, there's a lot of places we get suggestions from people, why can't you do this? And the reality is something called time, speed, distance. And that is we need to get from one port to the other in the right amount of time, and the distance that we have to travel to get there. So that's something that we're constantly balancing. Also, you have to look at the size of the ship. We're really lucky we have this medium-sized ship, because there's ports around the world where the big ships just can't fit. And so we look at kind of where we can go, where we can fit, and what piers we can go to. Also berthing. So it's like once we decide we want to go somewhere, we actually have to request. It's like booking a hotel room. We have to request a spot, right? So and so different ports operate in different ways, and sometimes they're first come, first serve. So we try to do this really early, and then sometimes the other brands or we may have a preferential treatment. So we have to kind of balance all of those things and all the deadlines for all the different ports. And also there's regulations like the Jones Act. Certain places you can't go from one port to another port in the US without going to a far distant foreign port. So we have to consider all of those things on top of any other government relations and restrictions that might be related to fuel, or having shore power, things like that. And then finally, we also do look at cost. We look at, there's a lot of different costs, but the two biggest ones are probably fuel is the number one, and also the food costs in different regions in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a lot of factors in mind. I think earlier when you said it's a mix between an art and a science, that's very true, right? So Natasha, with all those factors in mind, tell us about these Sail Deeper Caribbean voyages and where Our Lady ships will be headed.
Yes. So the answer lies in more thoughtful port curation, extended stays, overnight opportunities that allow travelers to experience destinations as they truly are and not just as they appear during the daytime tourist hours. So being able to extend and go deeper, as we are saying. So in 25, 26, we're offering 4 to 12 night itinerary options from Miami. That 10-night itinerary option we won't see till 26, 27, but it is on sale. But you do have all the other numbers in there to be able to curate that perfect itinerary for you and being able to offer those transformative experiences for our sailors with these different itinerary lengths. So specifically out of Miami, which represents the major market opportunity, we're offering the perfect alternative to mega ships with an adult-only right-size vessel. I know when Diana was talking about it before, it's like Goldilocks. We're like that perfect size ship here, being able to fit where the bigs can't and sail in different locations. So it's really that sweet spot while delivering everything that makes Virgin so special. Particularly appealing to professionals who want a complete escape without sacrificing too much time away from their obligations. So Scarlet will stay on our traditional 554 pattern that we have with a lot more of Grand Turk on some of our 5 nights, which would be new for us. We just get incredible feedback. So sailors love going to Grand Turk and being able to relax and experience that balance between the ship and a new destination for us, and maintaining that Sunday, Friday, and Wednesday turn currently for that 25-26 season. When we get into summer 26, that's when we see that change in that turn date for that 554 product. Then we'll have Resilient Lady on a new 7-night pattern. So our 6-8 kind of sunsets here, and we introduce that 7-night, and we will be doing an east itinerary and a west itinerary with we will have a 2-to-1 pattern. So that west itinerary does incur 2 times more than that east itinerary. And that west itinerary is really going to be more Ocho Rios, Grand Cayman with Bimini, and the east being that San Juan and Puerto Plata for us. And we sometimes have the new port of Samaná for us as well coming online for this season.
And of course, we've got Bimini on that one too.
And of course, Bimini on that one as well. Yes. And then we go into Brilliant Lady, sort of that new lady here in this region. She's the one that offers that real variety of length, where we don't see Bimini quite as often, but a lot of port content here. So she has 6 nights, 8 nights, 9 nights, and 11 nights. And the real, MVP that we love is that 9-night itinerary here, because she offers that Friday to Sunday. So anyone wanting to sort of just take off 1 week of work, they kind of get those 2 extra bonus days on that 9-night, if you will. So that is the exciting part, where we also are able to offer some Cartagena and Aruba for our late stays and some overnights out of Miami. So sailors who really want to get the chance to experience that late night, especially in Cartagena, can able to do so. And then we have our San Juan on Valiant Lady. So we will be offering 6, 7, and 8 nights on our San Juan itineraries out of San Juan. Really being able to go very in depth. Some of our new ports there, we see Dominica, St. Thomas. So we're really excited for sailors to get to experience some of those. And we always have that 8 p.m. departure out of San Juan, so sailors have enough time to fly in and before the ship leaves.
Yeah,
Mhm.
amazing. Absolutely. So let's get into the details regarding our sailors' experience in port. So that, of course, is led by our Shore Things program. So Natasha, can you tell us how our Shore Things program has developed over time and what sets us apart from the typical shore excursions offered across the industry?
Yeah. So our Shore Things, I mean, we went and we did a little backtracking just to sort of see when we first launched in 2021. We offered 160 Shore Things in 7 active ports, and currently we have over 1,000 Shore Things available. So a lot of variety for our sailors to really be able to just go, explore how they want to see. And anyone who's a repeat, there's something new to be offered if you didn't get to do it the first time, right? So being able to sort of come back and try something else, in a variety of activity level, price point, options, and sizes. So, and of course, always being able to offer our sustainability promises as well in our destinations.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear the team has curated quite the catalog of shore things for these Caribbean voyages. So, can you guys give us a few examples of what sailors will experience while they're in port?
Yeah. So our Shore Things program is where the Sail Deeper philosophy truly shines. And we're not offering the standard drive-by tourism experience. We reimagine what shore excursions can be, focusing on authentic connection, cultural immersion, and memorable moments that become the highlight of the journey. So again, those really transformative experiences for our sailors. So highlights include the nature of the Virgin Voyages offerings. Our longer itineraries allow us to develop more specialized, intimate experience that wouldn't be possible on some of our shorter itineraries. So again, with that Cartagena overnight, being able to go out and experience that walled city, taste some of the local coffee, those are things that we might not be able to do on some of our shorter itineraries. Instead of the crowded beaches, we offer a lot of small group adventures to pristine rainforests or exclusive beach clubs, where you might be able to spot rare wildlife, and have expert naturalists join you as well. We have sustainable coffee plantations where sailors can participate in the harvesting process and connect with the farmers, preserving traditional methods. And we create opportunities for immersive encounters with local artists, musicians, not performances for tourists, but really a cultural exchange in authentic settings. So some of our key destinations that we have in that winter 25-26 that we're excited for, as I mentioned, Dominica, although we will be calling there later in April, it's really more, it'll be highlighted a bit more in 25-26. So the opportunity to do hikes, waterfalls, very active destination, going out and experience the T2 Gorge, and again, going water rafting down an open river is really exciting as well. Cartagena, having that opportunity for cooking classes, beach club, cultural tours. And Aruba, being able to hike, or one of my favorites, a lobster and champagne lunch on a catamaran. Jeep
Ooh.
tours and sailing tours. And in Cayman, the rum cake, Stingray City is always a really well-received experience. And of course, snorkeling. So a real more water destination. And whereas the others, you might be able to be a bit more active land side as well. So a variety, again, depending on kind of what you want on your voyage. Do you want to sort of relax and have that chill beach vibe? Or do you want to be hiking in a gorge where, Pirates of the Caribbean was filmed? So again, make of it what you'd like, but really exciting experiences for all.
Yeah, I think I love all the variety and just I always love hearing stories from you guys of when you guys are going out and testing these ports and these shore things and things like that. So, I guess going off script a little bit, if you were a first mate or a sailor on one of these itineraries, what would kind of be your ideal day in port or your ideal shore thing?
Yeah, I mean, I recently was able to have the wonderful opportunity to go to Dominica, and there we did the sulfur springs, the hot springs. So after a day of hiking, being able to see the waterfalls, then we went river tubing, which was really because you saw these beautiful birds going over your head in this open river tube with your guides. And then we went over to the T2 Gorge, where you could go jumping off of the wall there, and then also you were in. I mean, the gorge was like, it's you're fighting against the water because it's a gorge, so it's got rapid water coming at you, but an incredible experience. It is a little bit chilly, or as they say, refreshing,
Refreshing.
but it
I like
is an
that.
incredible once in a lifetime experience. And I think Dominica is just such an amazing untouched green destination that you might not be able to get to individually. So being able to get to do it on one of our voyages is such a highlight.
Yeah, absolutely. Diana, what about you?
Oh God.
I know, putting you on the spot a little
Putting
bit.
me on the spot. I actually haven't been in the Caribbean that much lately. Actually, one of the things I did more recently was I went zip lining in Roatan. And that was an
Ooh.
amazing experience. Just going over the trees. Some people went upside down. It was really, it was a tremendous beauty actually going out there. And I had never been to Roatan before when I went, so it was really exciting.
Oh, wow. Okay. Amazing. You didn't go upside down on the zip line next
I
time?
didn't go upside down. No, I took pictures of people who went upside down, but I did not go upside down. But I love a good zip line. My first time on a zip line was in Costa Rica, and I'd never been on, and I was the first one in line. And the guy's like, I was looking down, like, I'm not sure I'm going to go. And the guy's like, we have no time for this, and he pushed me off.
Sometimes you just need that little nudge, right?
That's right.
I love it. I love it. Well, first mates, I know these itineraries are long and extensive and beautiful, and you guys are so excited to get your sailors on them. So, we do have lots of ways for you to promote these itineraries. So, Diana, how can first mates promote these longer itineraries to raise their sales? What's your advice for them?
No, I think that's a great question. And first of all, our first mates are our most valued channel, especially for these longer, more immersive voyages. Like our sailors rely on you to give them advice, especially if they're going to spend more time with us, because that means more time and more money. So we really appreciate that. And your understanding of the nuanced needs of these travelers seeking something beyond the ordinary is what really helps us out as well. So couple of things. Like Natasha mentioned, like on our 9-night, like some people say, oh, I don't want to be gone for 9 nights, but just reiterating what she said, we leave on a Friday, we come back on a Sunday. It's like the perfect way because you leave out of Miami and you can get that much further. And it's a really good combination of I can get down to further destinations, but I also can have time to relax on board the ship. And that's the same thing for the 11 nights. The 11 nights are for people that aren't so time starved, but they have the opportunity to visit our top Southern Caribbean ports like Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Cartagena overnight. I mean, it's so much beyond kind of what they're used to being able to get to out of Miami. And really, again, that's kind of like balancing these great destinations with a lot of time to really enjoy the Virgin experience on board. We see this as a tremendous opportunity for you to expand your business and grow your revenue alongside Virgin Voyages because there's so many new options. And you're not just selling a cruise, you're kind of curating a transformative experience that will create a lifetime client. And we're really proud that we will be able to deliver this in a way that we know they're going to want to come back both to us and to you as a customer. So can't
Yeah.
wait. Can't wait to
Absolutely.
see.
Yeah, beautifully said. Yes, love it. So, next up, my favorite part of every Monday Sip episode is our first mate questions.
Oh, here we go. Drum
Are you
roll.
guys ready? This is also when I try to get them to spill a little tea, but we won't spill too much tea. So, the first question comes from Dorothy, and she asks, when will summer 2027 itineraries be open for booking? I want to book my first circle. Hmm.
I can take that one. Um, well, there'll be news coming shortly.
Ooh.
So more to come, but I'd say that if you keep your eyes open in May, we may start to have some new things out there for summer of 2027. It will be staggered. by destination. And we're really looking forward to actually publishing something so that you can be prepared for all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And First Mates, I know we've talked about this with our commitment to you that we're committed to providing you those voyage dates and opening up those sailings further and further out so that you guys can lock in your clients. So this definitely aligns with that. So stay tuned. More to come, more to come. So, our next question is from Andrea. This one's a real technical question. So, when stopping in countries that require documentation or fees, such as the Mexico tourist card and visa tax, are these already covered in our cruise rate and documentation, or do these have to be handled by sailors upon entry and exit of the port?
The Mexico tax one is already covered within the voyage, so sailors would not have an additional action that they would have to take individually. It would already be handled by the ship, from the manifest perspective, and taken care of when the ship sails. So sailors would not need to worry about that. It's already part of the booking process.
Yeah.
So yes.
I'll add, though, that there is a new entry fee for the UK, for example, and that is something that sailors will have to do on their own. But Virgin is sending out emails to the sailors, letting them know what they need to do, basically, to do that.
Perfect. Love it. And thank you for answering both those questions. There's so much to share with your sailors for both past and future sailors. And as we mentioned, even those skeptical sailors. So now is the right time to rethink what they think they know. They may think they know Virgin Voyages, but these longer itineraries offer a whole new side of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to support you, we have a range of marketing assets all ready for you guys on firstmates.com. So of course, we always have my favorite, our itinerary PDFs. Every single itinerary has a downloadable and customizable PDF for you guys. Those are great when you're sending quotes to clients. They're great when you're trying to build a circle, things like that. That's one of my favorite materials we have. We also, of course, have our social media packs. We have some beautiful destination imagery that you guys can use. And always very, very handy is our ladyship grids and our pricing grids. So that's going to show you an idea of pricing throughout the year for each ladyship, as well as this is one of my go-to assets I even use, which is which ship is in which area of the world during each time of year. So that is a great grid. You can just search ladyship grid to find that on firstmates.com. So First Mates, thank you for always being here. Thank you for always tuning in. And of course, you guys can catch us again next week. But first, before we go, ladies, I feel like there's something I'm missing, something that's ending this week.
Oh, thank you, Sabrina. I'll be happy to share about that. Hopefully everyone's aware. This is our last week of our March promo, which is our buy one, get one 80% off plus up to a $300 bar tab. This promo will end on March 27th on Thursday. So get booking often, get booking early, because the lines will get busy towards the end of the week. And maybe there'll be something new after that. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You never know what we have cooking up, but you guys do know now is always the best time to book. Don't wait because the prices are only going to go up, right?
Yes.
Diana,
and I will tell you, bar tab is going away this time. It is really going away.
It's really going away.
Really going away. So for your sailors that do like our bar tab, our free bar tab, now's the time to book.
Yes. And if you overheard our leaked meeting from last week, you may have heard that. Did you guys hear? We had a leaked meeting. You'll have to check it out on Society, Diana and Natasha.
I did not hear about that. I'm going to check it out.
All right. So First Mates, thank you again for joining. Next week, we'll be taking a deep dive into our sailor demographics and a breakdown of who exactly is sailing on Virgin Voyages. So stay tuned for that. And Natasha and Diana, thank you so much for joining us today.
It was a pleasure.
Yes. Thanks for coming on, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.